The last 24 hours has been an absolute monster for cryptocurrency. I'm going to show you exactly how I saw this had a decent chance of happening very soon, as much as 2 weeks, and before that I was warning this had a chance of happening. Unfortunately, it was even faster and worse than a lot of people were predicting. I'm going to explain exactly where we can see the market going from here. Should you decide to run for the hills, or should you be buying the dip like crazy? All of this in tonight's episode. Make sure if you're new to the channel, come subscribe with the notifications on. This is the place where we will give you the honest truth about crypto. You saw so many people all across the web telling you it was going to spike like crazy 100% with all of cryptocurrency, that we were going to see the mega spike soon. And I've been saying and maintaining this entire time that yes, we are going to see Dogecoin going absolutely crazy soon. Yes, we will see Bitcoin passing 100,000, but there's a high chance of a correction of a large size before that actually happens. So that's where there's the distinction. Some people will say, well, Matt, you've been saying Dogecoin's going to go crazy. Well, yes, it will, but we may see that spike happen significantly after we do see some major downward action. That's exactly what unfortunately happened. You never want to see this, and the truth is it's impossible to predict it 100%, but we did see a number of factors that led us to believe this had a decent chance of happening. Now, the good news is there is hope here from this point especially, but it comes at a big cost, and this is why I actually put my money where my mouth was. I made a video saying I'm selling a huge percentage of my crypto. I did not sell any Dogecoin because I love it too much to do that, but I did sell a lot of my cryptos. I did not sell any COC. I did not sell any Tking after that video, but those are the cryptos that I have a little bit of a different opinion on. With most of my portfolio, I said I'm going to sell this right now, and then I can always buy back in after it falls, since there's a higher than normal chance of that happening. So hopefully you played the market the same exact way, because right now, even if you have an optimistic view long term, you at least saved yourself from this as much as 30%, 40% drop with some cryptos from the time I made that video until now. So huge drops from then until now that hopefully you saved yourself from. If not, that's okay. Don't feel bad. Just learn from this in the future, and make sure when you do see a decent chance of something happening that you protect yourself from the downside, especially if you really need the money, because that's the most important thing to do, to protect yourself in the crypto space. Even if you're seeing a ton of influencers telling you that's 100% going to go up, the next thing that happens very soon here, you don't want to listen to that without taking it with a grain of salt, because no one really can predict 100% what's going to happen here. But look at this. So this is what the market has done today, an absolute terrible show right here. Look at this. Down 16% is Bitcoin. Ethereum down 15% to 3,865. BTC now at 47,000. A huge fall. A huge, massive fall. I'm going to get to the positive side here too, because there is a positive side. We're going to talk about that. But Binance Coin down 12% to $539. Solana, also a big fall, under $200 for the first time in a bit here. Then Cardano down to $133, and we have XRP down to 72 cents. Polkadot down to $28. Terra down to 58, and Dogecoin, look at that, unfortunately has fallen all the way to around that 15 to 16 cent level. And on my live show tonight, you can go watch it right now if you would like to, after this is over, or right now, whatever the heck you want to do. I did say on that show that we did not see necessarily a super high chance of this happening, but if we do see the floor falling out more for Dogecoin, we will likely see it going around to that 15 cent area, and that's based on previous things that have happened when Dogecoin has fallen a significant amount, and I put the probability of that happening at around 50-50. So we didn't know, and we're not going to pretend like we're experts, we're wizards, we can magically see the market. All we're doing, analyzing data and getting the best idea of what may happen. That's why you come to this channel, because we are better analyzing the data than I think any other channel on YouTube by a significant margin. Now, predictions are one thing, fun is one thing, but actually looking at the stats and making a percentage prediction is where you come to this channel for the actual information there. As Dogecoin did do exactly as we unfortunately predicted on that bottom side of the 50% chance of happening, and it went down to 16 cents, 15 cents even for a bit, falling a significant amount. It's very unfortunate to see Doge doing this. Am I selling my Doge? Absolutely not. This is not a bear market that's going to take Dogecoin down to the great depths of the ocean. This is a market right now where we are seeing some of the energy, especially at the top, falling massively. But why I'm still so optimistic in Dogecoin is because we know for a fact there are huge catalysts coming this year for Dogecoin. Are there any catalysts that we know for sure are coming for Bitcoin this year? No. You can try to name them if you want. Maybe Tesla accepting it again, if they decide to do that instead of Dogecoin, or maybe they'll do Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Maybe there's some other catalyst, like other companies accepting it, but a lot of that's already built into their price. So there really are not any major catalysts for any of the top cryptos except for Dogecoin that we know for a fact are coming this year. Now, we do know there could be some that happen. We're not going to say there's impossible a chance that we could see some catalyst. That's why there's still the upside there in all the crypto market, but you don't know. The only one we know for sure has those major catalysts is Dogecoin. That's why I have a different opinion on it than the rest of the market, regardless of what happens. And so that there's some justification for those thoughts there. Shiba coin has also fallen a lot, down to 3.5 there. So big dips all across the board as people are trying to sell out of this. And I will say, a couple of cryptos that were hit pretty hard are some of the ones that we like the most, unfortunately. Now, the truth is about these that we will see, especially the smaller altcoins, having an altcoin season really soon here, most likely. And all that it takes to cause the altcoin season is if Bitcoin falls enough, then it's eventually inevitably going to go back up to a certain high point again. That's where you can actually make a crazy amount of money during altcoin season, and Bitcoin, generally speaking, does have to be going up for a good altcoin season to happen. So you can think about it this way. If you don't currently have a lot of exposure to the market and you want to get rich, this may be the best thing for you if crypto is falling. If you have a ton of money in it right now, then there's no upside necessarily of it falling that's going to outweigh the gains that you could see. It's not going to happen. You're just going to be, unfortunately, out of luck in a lot of ways here. But if you are trying to become rich from cryptocurrency, Bitcoin falling to 40,000, or even if it goes really crazy, and this is not what we want to see, right? But if it goes to 30,000, if we do see something like that happening, if it falls a lot, then that is going to open the door for altcoin season to happen like crazy again. Because when altcoin season starts, it's going to be when Bitcoin is going from 40,000 up to 70,000 this time, back up to where it is. Every single time it does that, we see these insane gainers, which will go up thousands of percentage points in a matter of days, like Shiba Inu coin, like what we saw with Tking coin. So many of these cryptos that will go absolutely insane and make people rich during these Bitcoin ups. But if Bitcoin is staying around 60,000, where there's not a lot of buy pressure, at least not yet, then we're not going to see nearly as much of an altcoin season. So there's the positive side. If you're wondering, how can I make money from this? Where's the money going to come from in the future? Can I become a millionaire? You should want Bitcoin to be falling. If you want to become a millionaire from crypto, right now, you should want crypto to fall if you don't have a lot of money in the market, or if you have a lot of money in and you decide to sell some of that and then hold it in cash for a while until you see a time when you want to enter the market. There's also a way you can have a lot of money and still want the market to crash. It really just depends on your specific situation. I'm curious, I want to see in the chat, when I said on my live a few weeks ago, when I talked about, we can actually pull up the live and I can show you exactly what I said in the live. I think that's probably a good idea to do, because some people, now, a lot of influencers will talk about, hey, I predicted this, I predicted that. I get it. It's like, I know it's like, oh, come on, you silly influencer, you're predicting it again. Well, you always get it right. How do you do that? Well, because most influencers will just tell you they got it right, even though they don't actually go out on a limb. I went out on a limb with the video I made 2 weeks ago to the point where we had a ton of criticism under it. And I was willing to do that because I saw the housing market, what it was doing price-wise, and saw that there could be reflection directly in the greater market, especially considering that it's December, which means tax season is coming soon, so the market is not going to have enough strength to be able to necessarily withhold against this if we do see those further negative swings happening and some of the bigger whales deciding to take profits. Now, that was the question mark. That's why we couldn't say 100% what's going to happen, because we didn't know. All we could say is there was a higher than usual chance that it could crash, and we did get a lot of criticism for it, and most other influencers will say, yeah, I predicted the crash. Did they actually sell a percentage of their crypto? Probably not. Did they say they were going to ahead of time? Probably not. If you can find others that did that told you why they were selling, explained it in detail, and then said what could happen, then I will give them credit. But I highly doubt you can do that, because most influencers don't do that. It's just not what happens. And that's why this channel is different. You can get information you're not going to get anywhere else. Let's go ahead and pull this video. I'll do an ad first, but we'll skip past the ad and then move on to the actual information here. And I can show you what I said in this video and why it's important to pay attention to things that are outside the crypto market for understanding what's going to happen in the crypto market. Let's go ahead and pull this up here. This video is really one of the ones I didn't like making the most this year, but I still said some things I said in it. Let me go ahead and play it. Okay. This comes at an extremely unfortunate time, as cryptocurrency was looking like a breakout of massive proportions was in fact inevitable. Now we have a new post. I'm extremely under pressure and still news here, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to come on and do this, but I think it's important that all of us have access to all of the information here so we can get the best stats possible on what may be about to happen. And this chart right here is what I want to talk about right now. This chart shows the housing price percentage increase month to month, and typically what we see it can be around 5% that we're seeing through that entire year of the housing market going up, which is nothing too crazy. But now we've started to see the amount that housing prices are going up per year and per month absolutely skyrocket. And we can see right here at the beginning of July and through 2021 especially, we have seen insane movement in the housing market. Now, housing is one place that people like to put their money. If you're going to invest in something, you may want to buy a rental property where you can be renting out to people and making a steady income on the side. Passive income, that's one thing a lot of people want. But if housing prices are crazy high, well, then you may take some of that money and put it into cryptocurrency. That's one of the reasons we have seen the crypto market having way more positive energy lately. But unfortunately, we just had this right here. The first month in a very long time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 consecutive months of it going up. And the first one, we just saw it going down. But this is something that we didn't necessarily know was going to be a big deal yet. Now we're starting to get an indication that the next one that's about to come
out, I'll explain more detail on this soon.
Going to be down as well, because we're already partially through November. Technically, the report is not out yet. But if we start to see this falling down, then a lot of that buy pressure that would have gone into cryptocurrency is going to go into property instead. Now, here's what you can do.
Okay, so there we go. So I explained in detail. This is what's happening. I'm going to show you exactly what I say after this, because I went on a limb. I normally don't tell people what to do on my channel, but I said you may want to consider selling up to 40% or more of your portfolio. I even said, I think, up to 50% of your portfolio at that exact time, and then you can always buy back in later. But I showed clearly on the chart, and I went out on a limb, because if the market went crazy after that, a lot of people would be really mad at me. I went out on a limb and did that, and so what we did see is that drop happening again. So the new report is starting to have people letting us know what's going to happen with it. We will see that housing price go down a little bit more. Now, if it starts to go crazy down, then that will lead to even more downward pressure, unfortunately, for cryptocurrency. This may not be the end of it. Now, fortunately, Dogecoin at 15 cents is going to hold pretty strong here, at least for now. And so that's why we can feel confident at it with that price. And I do not think we need to be scared or too worried about an absolute total collapse of like 80-90%. Almost certainly that's not going to happen. But we do need to be cognizant that if we do see this going crazy down, like if it goes to like 10, it's at 17.5 in the last report. If it goes down to 10 or 9 or 8, then that's when you should actually be scared. It's unlikely that will happen. Just something I want to make sure everyone is clear about.
What you can do is be watching this. If you have a lot of money in crypto right now, if you're up big, now you should not be afraid, even though it dips some, do not be afraid to take some profits out. Now that depends how much you have. If you just have a few thousand in, you're looking for that moonshot, well then you may want to leave it all in. If you have more than a few thousand in, then you may want to take out somewhere around 40 to 50% of your cryptocurrency and just take that risk of holding still 50%. And that's something that I am personally going to do with a lot of my cryptos. Now the two I'm not selling any of are Dogecoin and the most recent crypto pick, because those two I think have massive potential regardless of a lot of this, the huge catalysts that are going to happen to place, the big things that are coming for them. Those are two of the most underrated cryptos by far on the market. But with the rest of my crypto, based on this news right here, I think the smart thing to do, and I know some people are going to be mad about this, it's just the truth though, the smart thing to do is take a percentage of your profits. Now, there's two ways to look at this. The first one is you could do it right now, but unfortunately, the market has just dropped a decent amount over the last few days. So in theory, the smartest thing to do here would be wait for a little bit of an increase and then start doing that. But you don't know if that's going to happen or not. So really, the way a lot of people are playing it, you may want to take a little bit of profits now, a little bit of profits tomorrow, and start slowly averaging a percentage of yours out, and then still keep the percent in. And with Dogecoin, we're not...
Okay, so there you go. So that's the way you basically want to do it most of the time. You want to be slowly going out if you're deciding to take profits. And we've had... So since this video was posted, I have been doing slowly taking profits out of my cryptos, and I've gotten to that level I was planning to get to by selling a percentage each day, which if you were doing the same thing, you would definitely be protecting yourself some. But we did also wait for most of my bigger sales. I waited till it went up a little bit, which of course normally happens. Went up a little bit, then you start taking some more profits. Then when it does eventually hopefully not fall, but when it does fall, then you know exactly what you're doing. Remember, by the way, this was when I post this video, we were talking about November 18th. Let me go ahead and I'll take a screenshot, zoom in here. And unfortunately, only 22,000 people saw this video. So if you want to go back and check it out, there's some great information still in there. But November 18th, 2021, it is now December. So we were talking about more than 2 weeks ago when this was posted, or approximately 2 weeks ago. But you can see we go out on a limb and say things, even if it's scary, even if we don't want, it's not what people want to hear. We're still going to give you the honest truth. And I will here on this channel. And that's not, I said more even in this video.
Sure, we're watching this closely. I will keep you as updated as I possibly can here on the channel. I'm still going to be holding most of my crypto, but I will be selling a percentage right now. Once again, no Dogecoin being sold. I have not sold Tking in a while. I probably won't sell any. I mean, I'm still trying to decide on that, but probably not. And just because I want to continue supporting.
So yeah, so that's basically my opinion on it. I will paper hand with cryptos I don't care about that much because that means making profits. Then with cryptos I love a lot, I'm just willing to hold through some of these dips because I care too much about the community. Maybe that's dumb. Maybe I shouldn't do that. In theory, if I was smarter, I wouldn't do that, but I just love them too much. What can I say? I can't bring myself to sell the cryptos I love because I know if I hold them long term, they're still going to go up anyway. So why would I try to trade the market on them? I don't want to do that. I'd rather just hold and watch cool things happen, which it does require you actually participating, but that's basically the way it goes. And so you can see exactly my thoughts on it. Well, that's a weird commercial. What the heck? And YouTube's getting a little bit jiggity here with the ads. What's going on? What's happening? Let's go ahead and take a look as well at what happens specifically on the minute chart with Dogecoin, because that does give us a bigger picture as to the overall market as everyone starts to come in. Yes, we do have bad news today, which means we're not going to get a lot of likes, and that's okay. So just keep that in mind. And YouTube as well has taken away the dislike button, which is just frustrating because I would rather people be able to see the honest reaction of the public of a video, even if it's more dislikes than likes, which rarely happens for our channel. I think it's happened twice, and both of the times were on a cryptocurrency I didn't like, and so I made a video saying why I didn't like it, and then everyone in that community of that crypto came and disliked the video, so we got a ton of dislikes from that, and that's when that typically happens. But here we can go ahead and take Oh, Chris said, I got you with a like. All right, you're too generous. You don't have to do that. On at least not on this. I mean, on most videos, it's a good thing to do that. On this video, it's not really. I mean, let's be honest. It doesn't benefit you to press the like button because we're talking negative here. We are. And so why would you want more people to see this? You want to see this and you hope other people don't, probably, right? But I just sold all my Dogecoin and bought a critter quote for kids yesterday from Eric the Dream Guy. All right, do you, man. If you want to take some profits on Doge and buy stuff for your kids, yeah, that's your decision. You're allowed to do that. The whole point of crypto, when it comes to the standpoint of making money, is that you want to be taking profits. If you don't, you're not going to make money ever. Well, I mean, eventually, but you have to take them at some point, right? But or maybe not. If you want to just hold them forever, that's fine too. Up to you. If you have enough money, you don't care, you can hold forever. Why not? One ththing about you. Oh, Terry says one thing about you, dude. You always show up. Yeah, that's right. We're like, well, what's a good expression? I don't know. Well, what always shows up? Someone let me know. What's a good analogy for always showing up? Look at that. Dogecoin already on the minute chart. It's starting to go back up some, which is good to see. We saw Dogecoin actually falling. Look at this. It fell below 13 cents on the minute chart. So an absolutely terrible crash for Dogecoin. You can see a closer picture here. It was at around 20 cents before this happened. Then we start to see, boom, big drop right there at 23.52. It continues falling. Another big drop after a little bit of upward momentum. Then sideways action at around 17 cents before, boom, a big fall again, all the way down to, look at that, the very bottom of it right there, which is still a green candle, was below 12.5. And with that minute, it actually ended up going up. So it dropped really quickly in a matter of seconds, then came straight back up. And Dogecoin's not going to be kept below 15 cents long. It just simply won't, at least not for now. I mean, we'd have to see something terrible news-wise for it to do that. Then we see this big jump going back up from that bottom part from around 12.5 all the way up to 16.4. So look at that. Oh, wow. Look, if we zoom in here. Wow, look at that. Incredible news for crypto. Look at that. Dogecoin spiking. Incredible news. Wow. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, if you just came into live, Dogecoin spiking. This is a Dogecoin spike live, high energy. Make sure to press the like button as Dogecoin's going crazy. Oh my gosh. If only. Yeah, no, that's not what's happening. No, Dogecoin's doing bad right now. And you can see as we continue to move on the minute chart, it's been staying steady, going down, up, down, steady, up, down, steady. Then we just saw another couple of red candles after hitting 16.6, now going back down to 16.3. And look, another red candle there to 16.3 with a lower decimal point. Unfortunate when this happens, but it's part of the market. Now, we can actually look And if you want to hear something comforting, if you want to feel a little bit better right now, don't worry, I got you. I'll help us to feel a little bit better. Now, this doesn't mean it's over yet. At this point, we could still see the overall market falling more. Will Dogecoin fall more? It's unlikely it will go much lower than 15 cents. And if it does, it won't stay there for more than maybe a few weeks. It will go up again, almost certainly by the end of the year. We know that's going to happen for Dogecoin. We don't know that as much for other cryptos. But Bitcoin's historical corrections, you can see this right here. January 12th, 2012. It went from $7 down to $4, which is, of course, a 42.9% drop. So a pretty crazy drop there. Then you can see here on August 17th. It's easier to look at the chart this way when you're looking at that. But August 17th through 19th, 2012, it went from $16 down to $7, a 56.3% drop in only a short period of time. And then we move on to this one, March 6th through 7th. Let me read. Actually, I should have been reading a couple of these chats. Let me scroll up and read. I saw two more that I didn't read because we were playing the video. We have no clue where the floor for Doge is, says Philip. No, we do know. It's around 15 cents. It's not going to fall much lower than that, almost certainly. Now, if it does, that would mean we have to see an absolute craziness type of drop for cryptocurrency. And Dogecoin would probably have to have its own really bad news. And if we see Dogecoin falling below 10 cents, that is a huge buy signal. Dogecoin under 10 cents is literally like stealing. It feels like. I mean, it is. How can you pass up Doge under 10 cents? You really can't. So if it goes that low, people are going to go crazy with a frenzy of buying. Does Coinbase act better during heavy traffic versus crypto? To the moon from Rosie reacts. No, not really. I mean, yeah, they can normally handle it. It's not normally an issue, but no, I don't think they're any better really than a lot of other exchanges. I do like the fact that they're in the United States, whereas a lot of exchanges are in other countries. I'm in the United States, so I like that. I'm a fan of the U.S. I want to see the U.S. having more exchanges. If you live in other countries, you probably want your country to be the one doing that. So it just makes sense, right? But April 10th through 12th, 2013, we saw this. $229 all the way down to $50. Ooh! What a drop there. Look at that. So that drop is one of the biggest we've ever seen, 82.6% in a matter of days. Craziness on the drop scale there. Then we can move even further. We see this one, November 19th, 2013 as well. $775. Keep in mind, same year, it went from $259 to $50 all the way up to $755 down to $378 this time. $378, that fall is 49%. So another huge drop in only a couple of days in the same year as the other crazy drop. What an insane year was 2013 for Bitcoin. Then we see another one here on January 14th. 2016. It went from 1,163 to 152. This is by far one of the worst drops in crypto history. Look at that. I mean, that's actually the worst drop we've seen ever for Bitcoin, and in that short of a period of time. 86.9% drop for BTC, and that was after all of those crazinesses that we've seen in the past for it, all the way down to 152, which is lower than it was in 2013 for a period of time. So insane drops there, and Dogecoin follows some of these similar patterns. Then you can see there, we have 34% drop, and that happened in 2017. 2017, 33% drop, 38% drop in 2017, all those in 2017, and then a 29% drop, and then we go to December 17th, 2017, and December 15th, 2018. It went down from this time 19,600 to 3,220. So a huge, crazy fall. But you compare that to where it was just 7 years ago. Wow, it seems like it's actually really high at $3,000. That was an 83% fall in just that matter of days. Then January 26, 2019, we saw BTC going from 12,865 all the way down to 5,000, which is, of course, a 60.9% drop. And yes, I see it's not really a 9, but you know what? We're going to have a little bit of fun with this. It's a 60.9% drop. Because I say so. Because we all say so. Why not? 64,700 all the way down to 31,000. That one was May 17th, 2021. So we've already had one dip in 2021 of 51%. Now, if we look historically speaking, we can see it's unlikely for a drop of 80% to happen too close to another drop of 80%. There's one exception all the way back in 2013 where it did fall 80%. Twice in a short span of time, but it's unlikely for that to happen again. We've already seen just since 2018, 2020, 2021, a 60% drop, a 50% drop, and an 83% drop. So it's very unlikely that this time will be any different. Dogecoin right now is still actually above where it fell to during that last drop. And we know it went from that last drop all the way to its all-time high of $69,000. So that's why this is such a crucial thing to be looking at the chart, to be paying attention. And if you're new to this channel, you make sure to subscribe right now with notifications on. Do not wait. Do not miss the chance to come join this community, because we here are honest about the facts and information. And I'll tell you, we don't know what's going to happen, because we're honest about that. Some people tell you they're 100% sure, like Tech Dev, for example, on Twitter, he was 100% sure it was about to go crazy. Well, we say here on this channel, here's the percentage chance of this and the percentage chance of that. And we did say more than 2 weeks ago, there was a more than 50% chance, and that's why I sold a huge percentage of my crypto. No Dogecoin sold, but that's why I sold a huge percent, because it looked like it was about to go down with a higher probability than usual. And why take that risk? Now, though, at this price, we can buy back in with that same money and own a lot more. So that's why that's smart. That's why people are doing that. And I do want to give a shout out as well in the Discord here to someone who said something that I thought was very nice. This, by the way, the VIP Discord, which is only accessible to top level patrons. So if you're a member of it, you know, if you're not, you're welcome to join if you would like to. But we can see here, let me go ahead and find that. It was Alex Doge who said it. Let me see if I can find where he said it. Was it recently? 1:12 a.m. 1. I don't remember where it was. I think maybe he messaged it to me, but or it actually could have also been on the main Discord. Let me check. It's on the main Discord. No, he must have messaged it to me. Let me see if I can find that. I'll just click on his profile and get the message up. Oh, here it is. So he sent me this message earlier today, or at 1:18 a.m. saying, and I appreciate this support from you, Alex Doge. He says, Matt, dude, respect. Not too many predicted this, and I'm probably not supposed to say that word on YouTube. I don't know. I feel like they'll get mad at me. They probably won't, but whatever. We'll be extra careful. We don't want YouTube to take us down. But anyway, so a very bad thing for crypto. Very few, in fact. I'm still learning, so didn't pre-sell anything, but starting now will listen to you more attentively. Keep up the great work. Bought a few things on Coinbase. Now I know what stablecoins are good for. One lesson at a time for slow and for learning, basically. And so I appreciate you, Alex Doge, coming in and saying that. And then he says, absolutely respect your professionalism. You clearly know your stuff. Impressive. And we're not gonna pretend like we're the only channel out there that actually does the facts and information, but we're one of the only big ones that will continue to be honest about it. And that's where I think there is value here on this channel, regardless of what's happening in the market. If it's going down, if it's going up, we will give you the straight knowledge, the straight facts, so you can make the best decisions possible in that said market. Now, I do want to actually go to this one account called Tech Dev, and I think we need to call him out a bit here, because he was definitely getting people really hyped up and getting a lot of attention, and he was, of course, wrong, and he needs to, I think, come out and say something about it. So he's been posting these pictures and stuff saying that we're going to see the crypto insane boom and spike happening without any chance. He basically made it seem like on his page that there was a 0% chance it could fall first before we see the major spike. And maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. Maybe he actually was being a little bit more cautious there. But the impression I got, even if he didn't say directly, was that he was letting people know 100% chance of spikeage before we see anything else happen, or at least more than 90% chance. It seemed like he was saying 100% based on some of his charts. You can see here, he says 2013 showed what happened. And you can see the crypto price, what it does, going up to around 1,300 after a little bit of a similar type of pattern that we saw just now in cryptocurrency. Then you can see here, swing high plus support band retest right there. Then you can see here, swing band plus support high retest. And then he says, look at that. It just happened again. It's retesting. Then Bitcoin's going to go absolutely crazy soon. But that's not what happened. His prediction on his chart did not come true. Now, you can still argue, well, it's still going to come true. And I think there's a decent chance we will see that major spike happening in January, February, or March. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen in December. In fact, there's a low probability of that, because why are people going to be spending money on crypto in December when they haven't figured out their taxes yet? They're probably not. They're going to be waiting until they have their tax situation figured out, which is going to come in around March, or maybe January, or maybe February if they're predicting it early. And then that's when we could see the spike actually happening. Also, people are taking some money out for what? Christmas presents. Now, where I live, a lot of packages have been coming, and a lot of packages coming all across the globe. Everywhere, people are getting packages. What are those packages? Well, they're presents. Some of them for kids, some of them for adults. Doesn't matter what the heck it's for. Packages galore is what's happening right now. And you need money to buy said packages with said presents in them. And you need to maybe sell some crypto to get some of that money to buy said presents. So this was more predictable than I think we even gave ourselves credit for predicting. We looked at the housing market and the economy overall with that as to one of the reasons. But I think we should have been paying more attention, and now we kind of have a better idea of exactly what the overall sentiment is. Because it's not just about the chart as to whether crypto goes up or down. People actually have to be willing to buy it at whatever price that it's going up to. So you have to find new people who are coming in and willing to buy it that haven't already been willing to buy it at an original price. And mania can make people who are already in it want to buy more of it. But without mania, no one already in it is going to buy more. They're going to hold what they have. Maybe they'll dollar cost average in a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to cause a major spike unless we see mania, and you can't have mania without new people, and you're probably not going to have new people if they're spending money on Christmas presents and they don't have their taxes figured out. This is one of the biggest years ever for cryptocurrency, which means a lot of people have made a lot of money from it and still have no clue what their tax bill is going to be yet at the end of the year until they calculate it. So they're reserved, they're worried, they're not wanting to put money in. That, when it changes, is going to be what leads to some other things happening in the market. And so that's just kind of how it works. You have to know. Someone said, do you guys like COC? Yes, we do. That's one I'm still very optimistic in. Keep in mind, my portfolio, I didn't sell all of it, right? So I am still down a huge amount today. I'll be straight with you. I'm down more than 6 figures by a good margin. Is it? It's a lot. I'm down a big amount today. A lot of us are down a big amount today. But fortunately, with the strategy I have, which is assessing the risk and putting the amount of money in that you're willing to risk, you can save a lot of that, because the other amount I left out is actually more than enough to make up for profit-wise the amount that it's gone down. And so now I have the ability to buy in some again if I want to. And I haven't decided exactly at what point I'm going to be putting money in into what cryptos yet, but I can tell you right now, COC is going to be getting some of my money. Dogecoin is going to be getting some of my money. I am someone who likes to buy on dips with money that I got from selling and taking profits at the top. If you're not doing that, you're not taking advantage of the market to its fullest, and you should be. The exceptions are, with the most recent crypto pick, I don't think people are necessarily going to be selling in the short-term picture. You are looking at the long-term picture with picks like that because we have our whole community in them. And we don't want to be selling on our own community. We want to be looking at long-term and seeing the bigger gains that we can absolutely see from that. So just something to consider with those types of picks. It's a little bit different. I don't treat them the same or anywhere close to the same here on the channel. But yes, if you're new and you have not clicked that button yet, go down there, click the button. Take a second to subscribe to the channel. It's the right thing for you. It's the right thing for information. It's the right step to make right now so that you do not miss out on videos like the one I posted 2 weeks ago in the future. You're going to want to see it. Was out for 6 months, just returned at, or just re-entered at 13 cents, says Ronnie. So Ronnie, out 6 months, now coming back into the market. Definitely you are making some smart moves overall there. The only thing is with Dogecoin, I mean, we could do that, right? But a lot of us maybe love it too much, and we know it's going to go up to $1 anyway. So you can make a little bit more money by trying to trade the market, but you also have a chance of missing that crazy moonshot, which you don't know when it could happen, because unlike a lot of other cryptos, we have the most influential person in the entire world backing it at a high level. And so he can tweet, he can do something that will cause it to go crazy literally any second. You have no idea when Elon Musk is going to say Tesla accepts Dogecoin now. And when it happens, it's going to spike. So if you sell and you miss out on that, was it really worth trying to trade that over a few extra bucks, maybe a few thousand, maybe a few 100,000 if you have a lot in? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but if you miss out on that crazy big spike, then absolutely it won't have been worth it, not even close. Just something to keep in mind. Someone said Dogecoin's hot. Actually, let's take a look at Dogecoin. Is it going back up again? That would definitely be good to see. Hopefully it is. We'll refresh it. So no, it's at 16.2, so no, it has not started to spike again. But I'm definitely going to be continuously up to date. If you want to follow me on Twitter, MattWallace888. I give notifications in real time on Twitter there, so definitely make sure to check that out. It's the place to be. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off now. I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you on the Patreon.